Hey everybody, what's up? We're back. It's those wrestling girls. It's your girl Krista B
and Queen P.R.
And today, P, say your line, please.
I'm so excited about this episode. No. Like I'm really excited about this episode.
Okay, so today is gonna be a special episode because it's in celebration of
the Bella Twins.
I finally have my Bella Army shirt.
I love your shirt so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You have your Paige shirt.
Yeah,
it's okay.
You notice, guys, I don't have a Bella shirt on today, but I am repping Paige,
right?
Who was a part of the evolution with
the
them.
Bellas.
They're
so
really
fine.
good friends with them, and she's doing boss bitch things outside of the ring, just like the Bella Twins.
If you was wearing an iconic shirt, then we would have had a problem.
That's another episode.
Yeah, whatever. No, because the Bella Twins, we love them. We've been watching them forever. Like. So, and tomorrow's their birthday.
Yes. So by the time this releases, it'll be their birthday. So we thought this would be like a fun time. The timing of this spotlight episode is perfect. And we're a part of the Bella Army.
We're part of the Bella Army. Like true Bella stands. I go in Brie mode. I feel like I'm always in Brie mode.
We like to be in Brie mode. We like to be in Brie mode.
I'm starting to become fearless, but I'm always in Brie mode.
Yes.
Like I'm quick to turn up, and that's it.
Oh,
like,
definitely.
Quick.
So what do we have here, Krista?
So in honor of the Bella Twins, the spotlight episode, their birthday tomorrow, we finally opened our bottle of Belle Radici, and we would toast to the Bella Twins at the end of the show.
You don't want to sip? You want to toast them and sip? And
I feel like we should toast them at the end just to wish them a happy birthday.
Because they open their podcast by opening up. So I thought that's what we were going to do.
Okay, so we're open. I think Pete just wants to taste it.
I mean, honestly, it's just awkward to empty glasses.
Okay, all right. So we'll pour.
Okay, so while you're pouring, we'll both say why we love the Bella Twins so much. And I also want to address why they get so much hate.
They
really get a lot of hate. So first off, I could say that they're a part of the reason why I got back into wrestling in the last few years,
right?
Because I started watching Total Divas on WWE Network, and in addition to all the other content that's on there, and then also watching NXT on the network, and I was like, yo, the women in WWE are doing a lot more than they were doing when I was watching. I was like, okay, this is cool. Because on Total Divas, thank you, Will. On Total Divas, you get to kind of see behind the scenes of everything. And I just fell in love with the Bellas. Like they are they encompass everything to be inspirational. They're strong in and out of the ring. They're ambitious. They're focused.
They're relatable. Like they've gone through so much. And they still go through a lot, and they have become that motivational target to where it's just like, all right, if Nikki and Brie can get through this, we can definitely get through this.
Yes.
Like, even, like, you already know me. I'm in a relationship, been in one for 10 years now. And to see how much in love Brie and Brian are, or to even see how much in love John and Nikki were, even though that didn't end well. But to see Nikki restart and now she's so in love with Artem, it's just like, that's kind of a play on my life. Like, I'm not married yet, but me and Bae, going to be Bae, we have our moments to where it's just like, damn, like,
it's true.
Is it really worth it? And then I'll see like how Nikki had to go through this and process this. And even though I'm still in a relationship, because of how strong and fearless she is in trying to find herself after, I'm able to do that during. And he's able to do that during, so that we don't have to pressure ourselves and lose ourselves. And we're also still able to be happily in love with each other, like Brie and Brian. So they're very, very relatable. Very relatable.
I have to agree. And I like that there's two of them and they're like completely different. So like you'll have some days where you feel like you're more Brie, which is more hippie, conservative sometimes, unless she's in Brie mode. And then you got Nikki, who's a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more feisty than Brie. So you can like pick and choose who you relate to. Like, you know, Nikki is single. She does not want to have kids anytime soon. And then you have Brie, who like loves being a mom and is happily married to, like you said, Daniel Bryan. So like they have completely different views, but then at the same time they share the same views that we look up to, which is just like killing it, honestly. Right. Like, they really are, like, fierce as AF. AF, yes. So let's do a rundown on the Bella twins.
Wait, let's sip first.
Let's toast to the Bellas.
Happy birthday, Bellas.
Bella Army for life.
Bella Army for life.
So we're trying Bel Radici for the first time.
I like it.
I like it too. I'm not normally a red wine fan.
Me neither.
But this is good.
No, I'm lying. I'm an any type of wine fan.
Yes.
If it's a good red wine or a good white wine, like I'm not a wine concierge, but I'm like, I need it dry or I need it. I like sweet. I like sweet drinks. Like,
me too. But this is what
this is
their Cabernet.
Good.
Their Cabernet is really good. So those wrestling girls, we recommend Bel Radici.
Of course.
If you like your wine.
Of course.
Definitely order you
and
some
also
Bel
keep
Radici.
The bottle, because how cute is this bottle?
The label is beautiful.
How cute is this cork?
And the cork, I think everything about you can
it's
tell
so
they
elegant,
put a lot
classy,
into it.
It's
beautiful.
It's them. And hopefully we be able to make wine with you one day, Bellas.
We can go to Napa. We can
go to Napa.
Right?
Let's go to Napa to the vineyards.
So we've been doing a lot of spotlight episodes on veterans.
Yes.
Like Naomi, she doesn't feel like a veteran, but she's been in the company for 10 years. We just did Alicia Fox. And now we're doing the Bella twins. And, I've been reading up on them. And they signed to WWE in 2007 after being in the 2006 Diva Search, which sounds crazy. 2006 was what? 13 years ago?
Oh, girl.
Something like that.
2006. I was in high school. We were 16, bro.
Yes, we were 16. And I wasn't watching wrestling at this time.
Me neither.
And what's interesting about this is that they were competitive soccer players. And on their podcast, they say how WWE kind of marketed them as models because of the era that they were in. So off the bat, they kind of had a bad misconception. People thought they were just like the diva mold, but they're athletes.
But you know what took me by surprise with that? It was actually Bree's idea.
Yes.
And I'm just like, wait, it was Bree's idea to want to do Diva Search? Because Nikki was about to go off and play soccer internationally before she decided to join Bree. I thought it was Nikki, because
you would think she's the one kind of go-getter.
Yes.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Not even, I feel like they're both go-getters, but I just feel like I thought it would have been Nikki because, being the diva thing, and how Nikki just walked and she flaunts her, and I never would have thought it was Brie. I thought Brie would have been like, all right, I'm gonna do it because she's my sister. I'm not gonna leave her out there. But it was actually the opposite.
Yeah,
that right there. I was just like, wait a minute, girl, what? Yeah, that was you. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
And who can forget their debut?
Oh yeah,
with Natty and Victoria.
And trying to pull them from
yes,
under the
that's
ring.
like such an epic moment. Like, it has millions of views on YouTube because it was very unique, very unique way. And they have something going for them, the fact that they're twins.
They're twins, right.
So it was good. And that era, like, I rewatched some of the matches, and again, this is the Diva era, so they weren't given a lot of time and everything. A lot of their angles were romance related, and
dancing with Snoop Dogg multiple times.
Yes, they did a lot of interesting things back when they used to wear the gear with the
frills,
little frills on the bottom,
the flares and the bell bottoms,
and that's when they really looked like twins. Back then, it was hard to tell them apart.
Yeah, and then Nikki joked how it became easier for them to tell her apart because she became more bustier,
got the boob job,
which looks amazing.
It does. It really does. I think it fits her body. Like, she's one of the lucky ones that, like, she got a really good job because, like, it really fits her body proportionally.
Yeah.
And I like that. Nikki's like the curvier one, and Brie is like the slimmer one, and so they definitely was able to like establish like their own look, which is cool.
And even with that, like, I didn't know how much Nikki was body shamed. Like, she was always called the fat twin. And I'm just like, fat where?
Yeah,
that's like me saying I'm fat and you'd be like, bitch, what? Like, my friends do. I'd be like, yo, y'all don't see my stomach? And they'd be like, Krista, what stomach? I'm like, y'all don't see. But it was just like, damn, they used to call her the Bella Chin. And it's so crazy how she was like really body shamed by the WWE universe, and she was able to come back from that.
Yeah, she really was. And I think she owned her body, and I think her curves like made her stand out even more than anything, like, because she doesn't look like anybody else, and they are half Mexican, half Italian. Like, they're gonna have some sort of curve.
That's exotic right there, girl.
Right? Like,
that
they're gonna have some sort of curve on them.
Right.
And the other interesting thing too is like Brie Bella was the Divas champion. And a lot of people don't talk about that because we'll get to Nikki's reign.
Yeah, Brie was champion like one time.
Yeah, she was champion one time. And I think she beat Eve Torres for it. And some Twin Magic,
of course,
helped her
gotta
win
love Twin Magic.
Yes. But I want to ask you, because when Brie Bella and Nikki made their most recent comeback, Brie Bella wasn't, she admitted it on Total Bellas, wasn't at her A game. And I'll leave it at that because this is a Bella Celebration episode. I love her work in this era. Like, I think she was kind of a little bit better than Nikki.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like, and I don't think it was Brie mode at the time. I just think because Brie wanted to be in it, she was more into it at that time. Yeah. And I feel like Nikki was just like, well, I'm here for my sister. We're gonna do Twin Magic. We're gonna do whatever. But I know this was my sister's dream, and I'm here. I'm not saying that this wasn't Nikki's dream because they watched wrestling, they would wrestle and stuff in the house. But I feel like Brie was more eager, so I guess she wanted to prove herself more. And the thing that disappointed me with how they treated Brie was that, she only had one Diva title reign, and I feel like after that they just kind of shifted. Brie and Nikki's role instead of making them equal, like having them have equal title matches and stuff like that. And then Nikki goes on to be the longest reigning Divas champion in WWE history, which I'm not mad at. I just wanted to see it on Brie more. Like, it just became like Brie was in Nikki's shadow instead of being by her side from an audience aspect.
Yeah. I totally agree. So speaking of that, how did you feel when they feuded against each other? Because there's a lot of like mixed reactions about that. So
I mean, from a person who has siblings, I get it.
Okay.
Me and my sister feud all the time. Okay. But I also understand how it played into it kind of crossed the line in real life, because if you watched, of course you watched the episode Total Divas where Brie said something to Nikki about her and John Cena's relationship. Yeah. And she got to Raw or SmackDown, and she found out she had to turn on Brie, and she was like, "Oh, good, it's perfect because I'm not talking to her anyway. Like, she pissed me off, so now I could take my aggression out on her in the ring." Yeah. So I get the sibling rivalry thing. I was really surprised that she turned on her at SummerSlam. Yeah. During that match with Stephanie, and I was just like,
yeah, I don't think anybody saw that coming at all.
And you know me, I'm mostly good for predicting like what's gonna happen during the show, and I was just saying it like, Stephanie's about to get her ass beat. Like, yes, finally come through, Bellas. And then she hit her. Nikki pushed Stephanie out the way and hit Brie, and I'm just like,
yeah, that's such an iconic SummerSlam, in my opinion, for women's storylines, for the Bella Twins. Right. I think that was like pretty epic, because a tag team, yes, they're twins, but I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of it when it was happening, but at some point they had to turn on each other. Yeah, they had to experiment with like where that would go. It got a little crazy with Jerry Springer. They got the brother involved.
Oh yeah, when JJ came and he was just like about to start coming at Brie, but he turned on Nikki and was like, "Stop being the baby. Stop this. Stop that."
And then, I mean, it was what it was, and then she ended up helping Nikki regain the title from AJ Lee by kissing her. And I totally forgot about that, maybe because the era it was, and I rewatched it. I was like,
but it wasn't that long ago.
It really wasn't that long ago.
It was like
maybe like 3 or 4 years ago.
2014, 2015.
And I was like, oh, yeah, that's how she... And then that's the reign that Nikki began, and she became the longest reigning Divas champion. How did you feel about Nikki as the Divas champion at this time?
She wore that shit. She owned that shit. That shit is hers. Like, when you think of Divas champion, you think Nikki Bella, okay? Yes. Like, you don't think...
Can we cheers to that? Yes. She really did carry that belt with such grace.
And such pride.
And like, she... you know, and again, we get to see the behind the scenes of it. But when you're champion, like, your schedule is crazy.
It's crazy.
You look at Becky these days. She's in Dubai one night, Raw the next night. Like, you're busy traveling. And
it's like, what sleep? What's that?
You don't get any sleep. And Nikki, again, I think she held the championship very, like, I think she did a very good job with it.
I agree.
It made me kind of pay attention to that championship more than I probably ever have.
I low-key wanted her. I low-key felt that there was a time where I felt like she became really, really cocky with it. And I'm just like, bitch. Come on. Like, not saying bitch to Nikki Bella, the entrepreneur. Bitch to Nikki Bella, the character on WWE. Let's get it straight.
Yes.
Because I'm just like, damn, she went from... But she still owned that shit.
Yeah.
There's no way she didn't own it at all.
She really did.
I'm just like, come on. Like, there was that point where I wanted to see Brie take it back from Nikki. Like, I would have loved to see a Divas match between Brie and Nikki and Brie win.
Same.
Because when that whole thing was like, when they fought and, loser does the other, and Brie lost, and Nikki was like Nikki's servant. Mm-hmm. I was just like, come on. I really wanted this to be a Brie moment.
Yeah.
I really wanted this to be a Brie moment.
And it could have been. It could have been. And even like like you said, they switched the role. They made like Brie Nikki's sidekick. But I think them as a whole, like, are stronger. Like, I think them as a brand, like, when they were competing against each other, like, it was cool. But I like them side by side, coming out with the little... what do they call it? The Bella Shake?
The Bella Shake. And I think what intrigued me about them too, because like when they would flip into the ring, like from the ropes, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yes,
wait.
And they have that timing on point too. That's that twin.
I really would like to see them come out. Like, I was watching Total Divas last night, and of course it was during WrestleMania week.
Yes, that was such a fun, emotional episode.
Reliving that. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And when Brie and Nikki was talking about, coming back as the women's tag, to compete for the women's tag team championships, and I'm just like, yo, that would be so dope, because if Brian can come back, after being told no and not being medically cleared for so long, Nikki could fucking do it.
I know. I don't want to accept the fact that Nikki Bella is done.
Yeah. Nikki, you're never done, sweetie. Never.
No, you're never done. And I think your fans, and the good thing about the Bella twins, and we'll get more to like what they've done outside of the ring, but they've established themselves to the point where like they can be a special attraction. They can come in, stay for 3 months, leave. People don't like that, part-timers, but you get to a certain point where you can do that. And when the Bella twins music hits, people love it.
Except for that SummerSlam,
yeah, it was.
We'll get into
that.
New
York fans are finicky.
We're real iffy.
Yeah,
like,
it's like we fuck with you 1 minute, we don't fuck with you the next
but
minute.
We're
gonna make it vocal.
We were happy, and we were taken aback. Everybody was like, "Boo!" We was like, "Wait a minute, what?
Wait, what?
Why are we booing the Bellas?"
They're like everything.
Like, Bremo was about to come. Bremo would have been Brooklyn Krista Bremo, because I was ready to fight everybody.
No,
you understand?
seriously.
Excuse me, we don't boo the Bellas.
No,
we don't boo the
that's
Bellas.
somebody we don't boo
at all. Whether they're heels, babyface, or tweeners, we don't boo the Bellas.
No.
Period.
At all. So I didn't realize too that they left the company in 2012 for like a little while.
Yeah, because I believe that's when Nikki had her surgery.
No, this was even before then, before Total Divas and all of that stuff.
Okay.
I think their contract went up and they were just like, oh, we're going to explore like our other options type shit. But I was looking at all the people that they faced before then, and it's like it's
a good amount.
Yeah, like Natalia, Gail Kim, Beth Phoenix, Eve Torres, Melina.
All legends.
So basic Kelly. So they faced all of the top people at Layla. Lay Cool.
For some reason, I really like that name.
Me too.
I don't know why.
Me too. We should do a Michelle McCool / Lay Cool episode, because I was watching a lot of like, and they're fun. They're like the kind of like the Iconics a little bit. And Michelle McCool is a really good wrestler, but that's another storyline. So they came back in 2013, and that coincided with Total Divas premiering in 2013. And this is kind of when the Bellas really became more of like a household name, like on the reality show. And what is it, in 9 seasons now?
9 seasons. Oh my God, 9
seasons. Which is insane. Ronda Rousey's on this season. Like,
she is. I would have never thought that would have happened.
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah.
I would have never thought that, we would be seeing half. Like, I would have never thought Sonya Deville.
Right.
I would have never thought they would bring back Carmella.
Mm-hmm.
But it's good. Like, the Bellas are the ones who they paved
Absolutely
the way for Total Divas, and they got their own show, Total
Bellas.
Bellas.
Yes.
And can't wait for that to come back to return.
That's gonna be, and that'll be its fifth season.
Insane. Yeah, it's crazy. I feel like we're on season 2 already.
Right. I know.
5 seasons.
I know. And that just made me really respect the Bellas because, like, even on the show, you hear Nikki, like, I want to be the female John Cena and The Rock. Like, I want to get to their level. And I think they are the females that honestly have gotten as far as any other female to get to John Cena and The Rock status. Right. And Nikki Bella is an executive producer on Total Divas. Like, can we toast to that?
Come on, boss bitch
moves. Like, and then, of course, they're both the executive producers of Total Bellas. So they're getting that money outside of wrestling. So you like Total Divas,
of course.
Why do you think, I'm gonna put this in quotes, real wrestling fans don't respect the reality shows?
Because
in the Bellas,
in the world of reality shows in general, it's not real. Like, I'm not. Of course, like, what we see with the Total Divas and Total Bellas, like, that's their real life. I respect the fact that they didn't change anything. I respect the fact that they are vulnerable enough to lay it all on the line, be as transparent as possible. But in the world of reality shows, like, they're not as real as when they first came out. Now it's all a storyline. Now it's like, oh, degrading, this one's in this relationship and that relationship, we're always gonna fight here. Like, you don't see any of that on Total Divas. You don't see them fist fighting unless they're in the ring. Like, they may have arguments, they may have spats, disagreements, disputes, but you don't ever see, oh, Carmella fighting Nia, punching Nia in the face because Nia called her fake. You don't ever see Natty getting into it with Nikki and they start fighting and be like, bitch this, fuck you that. Da-da-da. You don't ever see that at all. And I just feel like because they're women and they're actually making boss bitch moves, the WWE universe doesn't really respect that. And it's not right, but, whoever don't respect it, that's their loss, because they have this whole sea of Bella army members that goes hard for them. Harder than the paint for them. That's just what it is. I feel like if it was something pertaining to, at that time, a reality show pertaining to, at that time, The Rock, John Cena, The Shield, CM Punk, everybody would be behind it like, oh, this shit is lit. I can't wait to see next week to see what's going to happen or whatever. But because they're women, they started out in the Divas Evolution where they was like showing, they was doing minuscule segments and shit. It's just like, okay, are we really going to sit here and take them serious? Like, they're not even real wrestlers because they don't wrestle in the ring. But you got to do something to be the longest reigning Divas champion.
Exactly.
To be a Divas champion.
They're doing something right. And I think, too, when WWE was thinking about creating their network, because it came out the following year, you want more female viewers. What do females watch? Reality shows. The women don't get a lot of TV time anyway. I see they have colorful personalities backstage. Why not make a reality show? Like, to me, that just seemed like common sense to me, especially thinking about WWE in general. It's like all about blurring the lines between reality and fiction and them making reality into fiction. So to me, a reality show made complete sense. And if it's a way to give the women more time, because a lot of people, honestly, would we even know anything about Natalya? Like, we love her and everything, but personality wise, her fans, like, she's amazing in the ring, but we love her more because we got to know her personality on Total Divas.
And her cats.
Naomi's amazing in the ring, but it helped us getting to know her better on the show. Same thing with the Bella Twins, because now they're stars outside of the ring. I can't tell you how many people I met that watch Total Bellas and Total Divas and have never watched wrestling, and they know who the Bella Twins are.
That's true.
And that's huge for WWE exposure, as far as, because the Bella Twins are still WWE ambassadors. So even when Nikki Bella was on Dancing with the Stars, all she talked about was WWE. So to me, the reality show made sense. It also brings more female fans to the product. Like, I'm pretty sure I would love to see some sort of statistics of how many women started coming to shows after Total Divas aired.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that helped with the women's evolution, because it just put all the women, whether it was on a reality show or in the ring, like on this pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
So when people trash Total Divas, it's just like, I get it. Reality show may not be your thing. Keep it moving. Like, It's not meant for you. Like, I have old guys, like, because we live tweet Total Divas, and I'll be like, who's watching it with us, and I'll have like these old guys, commenting negativity, and I'm just like, the show's not targeting you. Like, this is not for you.
You're watching for a reason, though.
Right? Exactly. So that premiered in 2013, and then they came back, and then they were kind of like the top bitches from then on, and they had really epic feuds with Paige and AJ Lee.
AJ Lee dropped her pipe bomb too.
Yeah,
she dropped her pipe bomb on it was all the Total Divas, originals, JoJo, Eva Marie, Naomi, the Bellas, Cameron. Yeah, she dropped her pipe bomb too. And at that time, I was just like, yo, what is she going off about? Because it's around the time I just like kind of started getting back. So I didn't know what was going on. And I'm just like, wait, so they can't wrestle and they have a show? And this one is put in this little short one. Like, I seen her matches before I really started rewatching all the women. I'm just like, okay, this little one is good. Like, but what is she going off about? And then, her husband did the same thing. And I'm just like, oh, got it. Yeah. Clicked.
And a lot of people say she hit it right on the money that, and I think this is a good time to kind of get into this too, because this is around the time where they both went public with who they were dating. And a lot of people, the Bella haters, like to say that the only reason they got the evolution, like the push that they did, was because Nikki was dating John Cena and Brie was dating Daniel Bryan. How do you feel about that?
Bullshit. Period.
I hate that. I hate that. I hate when successful women
make it on their own.
If they happen to, they make it on their own, and they happen to be in a relationship with another successful man, all their success gets put on. It's because of the men that they're with.
That's not true.
And I don't think that that's true at all. Do I think that dating Daniel Bryan and John Cena, who were the top guys at the time, did it hurt their career? Absolutely not. But to say the only reason why the Bella Twins are as successful as they are because of who they dated, I think is
bullshit. Well, at that time, Daniel Bryan was not a top guy.
In 2013?
When they first started, he was getting there.
In 2014, he was like a double champion.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was growing. Yeah. But he wasn't as top as John Cena. No. Like, he wasn't as a top guy because, the Authority B+ player and this, that, and third. Like, they was like really shafting him. Yeah. To the audience, it was just like, right, we're going to stand behind Daniel Bryan, of course. Like, yes, Army for life. Yep. But he wasn't as top. But to your point, I don't believe that because of who they were dating, they made it. Yeah. Because before, for those of you who don't know, Nikki was doing her thing while she was dating Dolph Ziggler. Where did Nikki go and where's Dolph Ziggler? Nikki, Dolph Ziggler. Like, come on, be real.
Yeah, be real. And I think that's so unfair, especially how hard they work. Like, and they've gotten better as wrestlers. Like, Natty taught them how to wrestle, and they're decent wrestlers. Like, I don't know why people try to say that they can't wrestle. I think they're so focused on the fact that they came out in the Divas era and because they're on the reality show and because they dated other top people, like, it's kind of like people don't even, it's like a blind spot. Like, people don't care to see how good they are because they just rather complain and hate the Bellas. Like, I think it's like a hobby.
I feel like it's easier for those Bella haters to hate them than to try to embrace and love and to see and appreciate. And appreciate to see, oh, they're shit. These twins are actually good. They're not just pretty faces, big boobs, and curves.
And I think if you are supposedly a fan of the WWE women's evolution, you can't hate the Bellas. Like, they were a part of that shit. Like, and Stephanie McMahon said, like, they bridged the gap between the Divas era and the women's evolution. Like, who was the main focus of revolutionizing everything?
Paige and the
Nikki
Bella
Bella
twins.
being the champion and Paige, them basically carrying shit.
And Naomi.
And Naomi.
Can't forget Naomi.
Yeah, Naomi. Like, we always talk about the 9 women that were
in the ring that day.
And they were all there for a reason. And the Bella twins were the focus of that. Like, they were the top heels. They had everything, and everyone wanted that to change. And that's why Sasha Banks, Becky, and Charlotte got brought up, because they wanted to stop the Bellas from dominating everything, which I think was perfect. Like, that whole PCB Team Bella, yeah. I think that was lit, and it was all in the midst of Nikki Bella's historic run. So I think, Bella haters need to go somewhere with yourselves. Like, and I compare them loosely to the Kardashians only because I feel like no matter how successful they become, their haters will never let go of shit that happened God knows how long.
I really hope you mean real loose, because the Kardashians became famous over nothing. Like,
but that was also 12 years ago. Right. You know what I mean? And it's like,
we know why the Kardashians are really famous.
They got famous 12 years ago because of a sex tape, right?
A sex tape.
But 12, everyone said 15 minutes of fame. It's been 12 years, and they're not stopping anytime soon.
And they're on season 19, about to be on season 20 of that show.
Yeah, and they share a lot of the qualities that we like in the Bellas. They're ambitious, they're driven, they're boss bitches. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not huge fans of the Kardashians, but you can't not respect what they do.
That's true, you can't.
Kylie's
she's the richest out of all 5 of them.
And the youngest.
And a mom. Like, come on now. You got to give respect where respect is due. Yeah. And the Bellas deserve all the respect.
They really, really do.
Love, loyalty that we can possibly give them.
Because they're paving the way for other women. They have a YouTube channel. They have almost 3 million subscribers on YouTube. They got a podcast.
So, YouTube channel, podcast, wine line.
A wine line.
Clothing line, Birdie B.
Wait, so about their wine line. So, they have one of the most successful millennial wine brands, and the reason why they're so respected in that industry is because they tapped into a market of millennial wine drinkers that other wine companies have never been able to tap into the way they have, because they already had the fan base and will buy a $35 bottle of Bella
damn
wine.
Right.
All right, so wine line, what else?
Birdie B.
What
is it, Nikki and Breezy?
Yes, their skin line. Yep.
And I think that's also like a athletic leisure line. What else do they have? Nikki did Dancing with the Stars.
Yes, which is huge.
Fucking huge. I feel like I'm missing some other stuff, but everybody gets the gist.
They get nominated for People's Choice Awards. They're on all the late night talk shows.
Right.
Like,
I was just watching them on Lily Sing.
Yeah.
I love, it's so cute. I love how they were up there, and with Lily, it was the day, it was International Day of the Girl.
Oh.
So what Lily did was she had all of these young girls be like the set producer, the assistant, the PA, the so DJ. Cute. So it was fun because they were, and then of course to have the Bella twins, who are like the epitome of motivation for these young girls up there, and you know, they were all interacting with each other and things like that or whatever. Cute. Yeah, I purposely stayed up for that because you know me, after a certain time I'll be knocked the hell out, but I was like, nope, the Bella's gonna be on at 1 something, I'm gonna stay up and watch it, and I did. And they played this game of Wrestling Twister.
Nice.
And I feel like if they was to come back, it's gonna be some, it was like, I remember one question Lily asked, and it was like right hand or left foot or something. It was like, which person can your sister beat or can't beat? And I believe that Bree put her foot on Becky for saying Nikki can't beat her.
Ooh.
And then Becky went on Twitter and was just like, yeah, I believe your sister is right, or something like that. So
imagine
Nikki, if you come back, when you come back, sis, that's a fight I need to be front row for. I mean, I love Becky. I love you guys. I'm kind of going to be torn. Yeah. But I was Bella Army first before I was Becky
Bella
Stan.
Army for life.
I'm Becky Stan, but I'm Bella Army. So
yeah, that's going to be a tough one.
That's going to be tough.
Yeah. And then, so Brie ended up retiring.
She did.
And
twice.
twice.
They both retired twice.
Yeah, and Bree's retirement match, and Nikki had broke her neck, and it was a interesting time, and that's when Total Bellas premiered, kind of like going through all of that and stuff like that. So it was kind of like, okay, what's up for the Bella Twins next? And then Bree retired to become a mom, and then Nikki came back, and she was in that match to become the first SmackDown champion. So she came back pretty strong. She had a strong SummerSlam comeback.
She did.
The mystery partner. I remember the crowd going crazy when Nikki came back.
Right, because it was a long-ass pause. I'm just like, right, can we get this over with?
Who's the partner?
Who's the partner? And, like, once again, I said it was somebody, and I couldn't predict it. Like, come on.
Yeah. And then neck injury, like, she's not coming back
She's not coming back at all. And then she came back, and then my sis went off.
She really did. And anytime Nikki comes back, she comes back fire. Yes. Like, fire.
But I will say those 2 times she came back, it was because a fire was ignited under her, because you're talking about her and her man. You're talking about her relationship. Like,
nah, fuck that.
Nikki went fearless Nikki and Brie mode.
Nah, fuck that.
Like, she represented Brie too. Brie mode. You don't talk about my man?
Yeah.
Are you dumb?
No. Oh, hell no.
All right.
No. Oh, hell no.
Like, you don't do that.
No.
I was ready to tag with Nikki. Like, listen, you go around, get that bitch on that side, and I'm going to meet you around and get it on the other side.
And we were there when, so when the Royal Rumble was announced, the first ever Women's Royal Rumble was announced, the Bella Twins were not in the company at this, well, not wrestling, I should say, at this time. But everyone kind of was hoping that they came back, because that's what's dope about Royal Rumbles. You never know what's going to happen. And a lot of legends had already said they were coming back. So we were like, okay, maybe the Bella Twins come back. Nikki's music hits. Yay, that's great.
You could look, but you can't touch.
She came out. And then she was getting jumped. And then Bree's music hit. Okay.
I think I cried when Bree's music hit.
Can we just say how much we love your music,
her.
Bree?
Yes, Bree. We love it.
Your music is so feel good. Like, it just feels like when you hear it, you
get hype.
Good. Yes,
you get hype as fuck. Because you already know, like, shit about to go down. When Bree goes in Bree mode, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap.
It's totally a wrap. And we were there when she came back after SummerSlam last year.
Okay, so I have to. Can I tell them the story?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did SummerSlam weekend like we do every year when it's in New York, and this is when, after John Cena and Nikki was against Maurice and Mike. Yeah. After Nikki was like, "Talk about my man Maurice, I'll break you, bitch." Yes, I love that shit, sis. Yes. So it became how Mike, the Miz, was just talking shit to Daniel. Talk about, oh, you need to bow down to me because I molded you and this, that, and third, or whatever. And while they were fighting, Maurice kept doing a lot of cheap jabs when Brie wasn't around.
Nope.
So we're sitting there. I'm like, I'm like, P, Brie's gonna come out and she's gonna attack Maurice because they over here talking they shit. Mike and Maurice talking they shit. And I was like, watch, she's gonna come out. And I had my phone ready. I had it ready because I already do. She's like, no, Bree's not here. Bree's not going to come out. They're going to put her in the back. That I said, okay, we'll see. All you heard was, Bree Mose. And she went and she darted straight and punched the Miz in the face.
That was a good punch.
I have it on video, too.
Yes.
Like,
that was a really good punch,
That was a good punch, Bree. If I didn't know how to punch this, I would get my punches from you.
No, for real. So who's your favorite?
Don't ask me who's my favorite Bella.
Oh, I would never do that to you. I would not even do that to myself.
I'm gonna say, girl.
Like, I just love them both equally.
So you about to get them not liking?
Yeah, no,
not liking us anymore.
No, I love them. What has been your favorite Bella feud so far, and what matches do you think really highlight their greatness?
My favorite Bella feud definitely was Brie versus Stephanie. It was like the Authority, and I liked how, because the Authority was so pegged on Triple H, Seth Rollins, Randy Orton, Kane, Big Show, J&J Security. So when Stephanie wasn't like, when Stephanie got into the fray of it, I was like, okay, so now we got a women's side. So that was really interesting. Brie, you're such a bitch. Come on, sis. Yeah. Let's go. Give me them Stone Cold Steve Austin vibes. So that was one of my favorite feuds.
That was good. That was really good. And that was a good start. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that was a good star-making moment for Brie to be in a feud with Stephanie McMahon. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. And it also made sense because they were holding Daniel Bryan down for so long, and Daniel Bryan had to leave. So why not stir some shit up between Brie and Stephanie? And I liked that. I was really into that whole thing because they were really like slapping the shit out of each other.
Right. Hard. And then Brie getting Stephanie arrested. That shit was funny.
That was epic.
Also, I believe my favorite Bella Twins feud was definitely with Paige and AJ Lee. And what surprised me was that when they tagged at WrestleMania, because nobody knew if they were going to do it. And I'm just, all right, they're going to turn on each other because they don't like each other, period. Like, they're going to turn on each other. So that was a good feud. Who else? I believe that didn't they have a feud with Eva Marie?
Maybe.
I feel like it, but Eva Marie, whatever. Favorite Bella moments. I think one of my favorite Bella moments, when it's funny, it's the whole who can kiss Daniel Bryan better.
Oh yeah. And they joke about that because Nikki kissed Bryan first.
Yeah, Nikki kissed Bryan first, and now Nikki's just like, ew, I can't believe I did that. Like, oh my gosh.
My brother.
Right. I think that was fun. And their introduction, like the whole Under the Ring thing, that's real so epic and classic.
Yeah, and like in the history of WWE, if you have a memorable debut, like you can only want that. And everyone talks about that moment when with the hot pink gear and Natty and Victoria pulling them out. And shout out to Natty, who's been a close friend to the Bellas since probably 2006-07, because they've known each other for like a while. But I have a question for you real quick. So a lot of people say that another version of the Four Horsewomen are the Bella Twins, Paige and AJ Lee.
Definitely.
And on their podcast, they said a dream match that they would like to have is the four of them versus the real Four Horsewomen: Sasha Banks, Charlotte, Becky, and Bayley.
Her emphasis on real.
How do you feel about that?
I would love that. Like, what?
That would be
dope.
I would actually geek out more for that than the Four Horsewomen versus the fake Four Horsewomen.
Okay. All right, fake Four Horsewomen. We don't want no smoke.
No. I love you, Shayna.
Okay. Definitely. What if Paige could come back?
Oh my God.
Like, I'm praying for Paige's neck to be like reinforced to the point where she can come back and not be hurt ever again, as well as Nikki.
Right.
And AJ come back, because you already know her husband is somewhat back. Somewhat. And Brie, she gonna make her come back. Yeah. Like, she gonna be in full Brie mode. Like,
physically
she's a mom.
can wrestle, unlike Nikki. So she can come back.
Wait, you saying Nikki can't wrestle?
I'm saying Brie can wrestle if she wanted to, unlike Nikki, who is super hurt.
Okay. I was like, wait, hold up. You dissing Nikki on the Bellas episode?
Oh, no, never. I would never do that. Like, I really would never do that.
I know you wouldn't. I'm just like, wait a minute, what? I'm about to go on Brie mode. But yeah, I agree. I feel like for that era, there are the original Four Horsewomen. Like, they are the originators. They killed that shit.
They killed it.
But I would love to see that.
That would be really cool. That's a dream match. And when she said it, I was like, yo, that would be really, that's a dope ass
dream match.
Cool. Like,
I need that to happen. I need them to figure out. I need the best medicine in the world for Paige and Nikki's necks, because they kind of got like the same injury.
Yeah.
Like, they have the same injury. So I really would love for that to happen. Too. Brie to work on herself. Me too. Brie mode, because her couple of last matches weren't her best, but we know she's gonna come back and be better.
I think she should come back and really redeem herself, because Brie is amazing.
Sure is.
And I hate that those two incidents really, like, because there's people that just started watching wrestling and they saw that, just started watching the women's evolution, and that was their only experience of the Bella Twins in the ring, and then they make their conclusion about them from that. And I'm just like, please go back
and
watch some Brie Bella matches. Like, she was pretty good, and like, she's married to the best wrestler in the world, like literally, like, Brie Bella is good. Like,
she's good.
Yeah. So let's talk about this may be Nikki's hurrah match against Ronda Rousey at Evolution. And they main event, like,
which we were there for.
Let's toast to Evolution and the fact that Nikki Bella main evented this pay-per-view for a championship match against Ronda Rousey.
Before we get into that, we have to draw it out for them.
Yes.
So SummerSlam comes.
Yep.
Well, that week. It wasn't SummerSlam yet. It was that week. And we're at Barclays, my hometown, Brooklyn. Whoop, 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 whoop. And the Bellas show up on the screen. You know, when they say who's in the audience or whatever. And they get booed. Crazy. Like, I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait,
that
what?
was weird.
I wasn't feeling it. I was ready to fight everybody.
I was like, come on, Brooklyn.
See me, everybody.
Do better, Brooklyn.
Do better, Brooklyn. And they get booed. But they didn't care. They carried it on or whatever the case may be like that. They kept saying, I'm Team Ronda, voting for Ronda, cheering for Ronda.
They kept, like, hugging her backstage after her matches. And they were so supportive of everything.
Then they finally get in the ring. They have a match.
Yeah.
It's Ronda Rousey and the Bella Twins versus, was it the Riot Squad? Or I forget who they were fighting.
They mostly feuded with the Riot Squad, I believe. Yeah. And also, the Riot Squad,
I believe it was the Riot Squad. If it's not, just let us know. But I believe it's the Riot Squad. And next thing you know, after they won, Nikki just hits the shit out of Ronda. Yeah. And they jump her.
It was great. And then there's
this
one
they did the whole
loser where they are like, Nikki is stepping on Ronda.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, and I love this moment because the Bellas don't need Ronda Rousey. Like,
right.
Like,
so when they ask,
and that's their world. Like, Ronda Rousey, you're coming into their world.
Right. So when they ask, like, why did you turn on Ronda? Because this is Nikki's division. She built this shit.
Yes.
This is, if it wasn't for her and Brie and as the Bella Twins, what? Ronda would have had a place to sit where? Nowhere.
Exactly. She had to pay her respect to the Bella Twins.
Right. Pay your debt.
Oh, that's all that was.
It.
And I gotta say too during that because
about to be in full on Brie mode.
Brie mode. We gotta party with you one day, Brie.
Finish yours.
So
you have to finish yours before I pour you another cup. Up and there she's done.
There we go.
Making a mess over here at the wine, by the way.
But what I like about that and what was underappreciated during that time period is Brie Bella's mic skills. Now, everyone's talking about, okay, she botched a couple times, whatever. But those mic exchanges between Ronda Rousey and the Bellas were killing it on the mic during that time. Like, their interviews with Kayla Braxton backstage, like, really, I was like...
The only thing that kind of got up there was when Ronda was just like...
Only thing... Wait, what did she say? Oh, the only barriers you broke down
The only doors you broke down was the door to John Cena's bedroom.
Now, we gotta say, this was awkward because this was around the time that they broke up. So...
And nobody knew.
And I watched that live. And Nikki's reaction, like, you can tell
that was in Brooklyn, right?
No, I don't think that was in Brooklyn.
Think it was in Brooklyn.
I think this was in Raw, like, a couple weeks later. And Nikki's reaction, like, you can tell she was a little like, oh, shit, okay, we going there.
And Brie was just like, bitch, you just come from my sister?
Yes, I like their feud. And Nikki says she has a YouTube video where she kind of just talks about her comeback during this time, during Evolution or whatever. Ooh. And first of all, we just talked about how important they were to the Evolution. So it was very dope to me that they were a part of Evolution, first of all. And she said that she wanted this match to be the death of the negative connotation to diva and being a diva, being the Diva champion, all that kind of stuff. And facing Ronda Rousey, that's pretty much the best way to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, to main event for a championship match to the point where some people thought Nikki might actually win.
Yeah.
Like, we were there and people were like, Nikki got this. Like, now, like, that says a lot.
That says a lot.
Because this is in the middle of Ronda Rousey's champion. Even at one point, I was like, can Nikki really take this tonight?
To be honest, I would not have been mad. I wasn't mad either way.
Yeah.
But, I think the most funniest part was when, Brie was trying to distract and she did the double.
The Bellalution flag.
Bellalution flag. And, Rhonda picked up both Nikki and Brie.
Oh,
and
yes. That was cool. That was a good visual.
That was a great visual. I think I have that on camera. I'm not sure yet. But what kind of left me on a cliffhanger, like if Nikki was to come back, it was like her interview afterwards, and she was just like, you know what, this chapter has closed now, but it's not over. You know, you'll see me again, and this, that, and the third. And I'm just like, oh, well, I feel like Nikki can really take on Ronda, like, in a good-ass fucking match. Like,
and I think a lot of people say that was Nikki Bella's best match was with Ronda Rousey. And it was good.
It was amazing. Because Ronda sharpened up her skills.
Yeah.
Nikki sharpened up her skills.
Yeah.
Like, Nikki showed no signs of ring rust.
No. And that's what sucked about their comeback was that as much as Brie Bella wasn't prepared, and I'm only saying this because she said it on Total Bellas, that she estimated how much she should have trained. Nikki Bella was the complete opposite. Like, she came back better than ever. Right. Like, and that's what sucked too, because I feel like even that didn't get appreciated because everybody wanted to talk shit about Brie. But Nikki Bella came back,
killed that shit,
amazing. Like, I look back at like the handful of matches that she had in between SummerSlam and Evolution, and I'm like, yo, she got this. Yeah. And I think if whatever message she wanted to put across in that match with Ronda Rousey, I think she did it. Like, I think she absolutely did it. She may never shut up the haters, but I think she did a good job of shutting up the haters that night. And same thing with Brie. Like, Brie she did everything she was supposed to do during that match. Right. And made it really cool. Like, and it was the main event. Like, I mean, to look back, and there was a time where Nikki thought she was going to retire and she didn't have any choice. Now, if I could plan my last match, it would be in a main event of a pay-per-view for the championship with Ronda Rousey. Like, it really doesn't get any better than that.
And the fact that it was the only all-females wrestling pay-per-view ever, because we didn't get an Evolution 2 this year. Yeah. But the fact that it was the only one.
I just can't believe that.
Not the side eye.
I just couldn't believe that.
That's monumental. Like, that goes down in record books forever. But I do appreciate that we were there. And it was in New York. Like, we actually had a chance of going.
God, just like, y'all have to be there.
You have to be there. That was when we aired Those Wrestling Girls the day after, and we actually spoke about that in that episode. So seeing that, like, seeing them come for full circle like that, it's really a heartwarming thing. Really like, we really love the Bellas.
We do.
And funny fact, we actually did this episode. Like, we did a Bella episode, like, way in the beginning. And maybe it was God, because I had broke my hard drive.
Oh, my God. I forgot about that. Krista, see, that was supposed to happen.
It was supposed, even though I had to buy another one, had to come out of my pocket. But I had broke my hard drive that had the Bellas episode that we originally did on it. And we didn't hit all of these points that we're hitting now. Like,
it wasn't meant to be.
It wasn't meant to be.
It was a very like, oh my God, we have time. Let's do a Bella episode kind of thing. And look how far we've come. And that was earlier this year, but definitely a while ago. Yeah. And look how far we've come since then. And that's what I like about the Bella Twins, because their growth and just seeing Total Divas last night, the WrestleMania episode, and just them backstage, they are stars. Like, you can tell that they're different. Like, when they're backstage in WWE, like, they look glamorous. Everyone comes up to them, like, you know, because you got to pay your respects.
Yeah,
like,
you have
they're
to.
Also veterans. Like, I mean, we fangirl, but, like, the Bella Twins have been in the company since 2006. They've been wrestling for 10 years. So the fact that people come
for them. A little over 10 years.
Yeah, a little over 10 years. They've been a champion. We already went through all their accolades. They're reportedly worth jointly $10 million.
Probably more now.
Mind you, yes, that was last year. So they're probably worth more.
Almost dropped the cup.
Brie mode.
Like, sorry.
So, and like, we started off saying why we love the Bella Twins, but I want to ask you why, and we're fans of a lot of superstars. Like, you just said you're a stan of Becky. You know, we just got a whole bunch of new merch. Shout out to Mixed Tag Show. But why are you in the Bella Army? Because it's one thing to be a Beyonce fan, but then being in the Beehive is different. So why are you in the Bella Army?
I'm in the Bella Army because I love everything that they stand for. Like, they face adversity. I feel like they're the top two female superstars who have faced the most adversity. Like, they have faced the most negativity, the most criticism. Like, we've cried with them. We laughed with them. We felt like, you know, they were our sisters too. They are our sisters too. Like, every time we tweet them, they respond back to us.
They really
do. Make us feel real welcomed. Like, And I feel like you don't get that a lot from these wrestlers. Like, even though, like, their schedules are crazy, they still make time for their fans.
They really do.
They really still make time. Like, every time the Bellas are on something, whether it's early in the morning, midday, late at night, I am watching it. Like,
and they always shout out their Bella Army.
They always shout out their Bella Army. They show love. Like, they literally are genuine.
They are.
With their Bella Army.
They do things with their fans voluntarily. Like, we saw the pep rally that they had. They are so dedicated to their Bella Army that members of their Bella Army have become pseudo celebrities just off jump. Like,
shout out to Brittany.
Yes, we met her and she's a sweetheart. And like, there's a lot of Bella Army out there because we respect what they stand for. And you know, like you said, anytime they're on something, we watch it. Like, I listen to their podcast religiously every single week. And so what they did for November, and I just want to share this because it's really helped me right now in my life. In November, they did, their theme for their podcast was gratitude. So like every show, they started out with like what they were grateful for, and they challenged their listeners to do the same in their everyday lives. So
we should do that
before
we close off.
A gratitude list. And I was like, you know, this is so and what I like about the Bellas too is that they're not perfect.
Right.
And like you said, we laugh. We go through this journey with them.
Right.
We were on that journey with Nikki trying to figure out her crazy ass relationship with John Cena. We were there when they broke up. We were there when she got engaged finally. We were there when Brie got engaged too. We were at their wedding. We were there in the delivery room with Brie. Like, they literally take us on the journey with them. And they're not perfect. And they talk about their insecurities. They talk about their haters. They're talk about
vulnerable.
You know, and they wake up in the morning, they try hard to be at life just like we do, you know?
Because life sucks. And adulting is hard.
It is hard.
But once you become vulnerable and transparent with your fan base and let them know that you're human just like them and, you know, vice versa, it takes a little bit of weight off. It makes you want to keep going. So in honor of, you know, November and in honor of them being and their birthday and in honor of them, you know, showing gratitude and giving thanks for November, I feel like we should close off by saying what we're thankful for.
I love that. And it's Thanksgiving
season. So you start first.
I'm grateful for this show. I'm grateful for you, Krista B, because we've been able to build such a great friendship over the last year, some change through wrestling, but it's still such a great friendship I cherish.
Right.
I am grateful for my family, and I'm grateful because getting back into WWE, and I probably wouldn't have if we didn't meet, I probably wouldn't have been as hard on it. Like, it's given us a purpose almost, like, to really, you know, have something to kind of look forward to every week, recording and shit like that.
Right.
So yeah, I'm grateful for that. And I'm grateful for my family and my sister Letty, who you know, and my family because my dad got us into wrestling, and it's been so special to us.
So I am grateful for, of course, you and those wrestling girls and this platform that we have to allow us to express ourselves, to be transparent, to, you know, give our opinions, you know, to be as understanding. I am also grateful for the love I have from my family, from my friends, you know, the support system that I have, and, you know, just being here because I've go through shit. We all go through shit, and it's like, yo, we not gonna make it. I'm not gonna make it. Like, I'm really grateful for the support that I have. I'm grateful that I'm able to meet new people on this journey. I'm grateful for the opportunities I've been given to be featured on other podcasts, you know, be able to talk to these wrestlers, be able to interview these wrestlers. And I'm just grateful overall for life. I'm grateful for the good and the bad things because they all help mold and shape me into the person that I am today. And I'm just going to keep going. Like, we just got to keep going. We're going to keep going in honor of the Bella Twins because you motivate
they don't
us.
Stop. Nothing stops them, you know. And another thing that I want to suggest that they helped me with, too, is they did another thing early in the summer called One Take Selfie. And they were saying, like, because they get so self-conscious about their selfies and stuff, because when you have millions of followers, you kind of get self-conscious about what you put out there because you got all these people seeing it. And they started to feel self-conscious about themselves in the last year. And you look at the Bella Twins, they're perfect, they're beautiful, not perfect, but like they're beautiful, they're famous, they're rich.
Picture perfect.
Yeah, you guys get insecure. And Nikki said how she struggled with posting a selfie for like 30 plus minutes she took like 100 selfies of herself, and she's just looking at it and she's just like, I hate all these pictures. And Bree's like, that's you. Like, if you like, are we really gonna take this much time out of our lives to post a selfie? So they challenged all of their Bella Army to take selfies, take that one moment, capture the moment and what it is, and that's you, and appreciate it. It's very hard. One take selfie.
Sure is.
But I really appreciated someone that, like you said, can seem picture perfect, is challenging themselves to not be perfect. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
So, one more cheers to the Bellas. Thank you for
inspiring all the women
us,
that you do,
being
and men.
Being transparent with us, allowing us to come into your lives. And, you know, we hope that you'll listen to this episode and see how much we appreciate you both. And once again, happy birthday to you guys. We love you. We love you. We love you. And we can't keep expressing enough how much we love you.
Hashtag Bella Army for life.
Hashtag Bella Army for life. And on that note, it's your girl, Krista B.
Queen P.R.
And we are out.